Welcome back to our FDCPA series. I'm Swift Law North Chief Legal Officer Jordan Isringhouse. I'm here with Aaron Swift, Swift Law North CEO. Thanks, Aaron.
Thanks.
So, continuing in on our FDCPA 101 series, Consumers Fighting Back and the Secrets and Power of Litigation is kind of the topic you want to talk about. When you say secrets, what are you talking about?
Yeah, great question. Well, let me first step back and say, this is video 10 of our 10-part FDCPA series, and we end it this way purposely because we've talked about the standards, the basics, common violations, things to look for. Now let's talk about what does that all mean? What does it mean for the consumer if they actually file a lawsuit? What does it mean for the lawyers? And what about our affiliate partners, and how can we all benefit from this? So yes, the title is The Secrets and Power because that's exactly right. There are industry secrets that are helpful to know on the consumer side, the industry professional side, and certainly lawyers, but there's so much power to these lawsuits, and we're going to talk about that today.
Okay, so in terms of FDCPA litigation, I mean, let's say we've hit all the, from our prior videos, we've hit all the statutory definitions, we've hit all the standards, and let's say we've got a debt collection letter that is just the apex of a violation, and a consumer comes to you and says, I don't know about suing this debt collector. I mean, they're pretty powerful. I mean, what's my risk? I mean, are they gonna ruin my life if I decide to sue them?
It's such a good question, and it talks to the narrative and almost a stigma that we have to talk about here. So the first question is always going to be, is it worth fighting? Can I afford to fight this? And most consumers, don't even know that you and I exist in terms of our profession, that there are lawyers who will represent you to fight back against debt collectors, and that there are affiliate partners and our scholars and credit industry professionals that know how to apply the law as we've been teaching them. What you need to understand is you can fight back. And that's one of the secrets is there's little to no risk to the consumer. When you suggest or ask about ruin their lives, well, the good thing is it's a strict liability statute, and debt collectors can't continue to violate or retaliate against you in some way by you vindicating your own rights. So there's little to no risk because even though these companies are big, they have a lot of resources, there's so much power, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later today. But one of the first secrets is there's really no risk. A lot of consumers might be afraid of going into court. They don't understand it. They're afraid of losing and paying the other side, but that's not the case here. We'll talk a little bit when we talk about fees and costs here as well, but that's the first secret. There's really little to no risk to the consumer.
Okay, let's say we've overcome that hurdle. You say, I'm ready to sue this debt collector. What am I fighting for? I mean, why?
Yeah,
why am I doing it?
That's a good question, and there's several reasons why. One is obviously to vindicate your own rights. The other is to just stop the conduct, try to fix it. And then there's the public policy, doing the right thing, holding this person accountable. And that's the secret too, is these companies don't like to be sued. They don't like, these are public documents. In federal court, you can go and search, in state court as well. So just enforcing these rights, just taking them to task may also alter and change conduct. And that's kind of a secret too, that you can enforce your own rights, but also maybe help change some conduct. And another point too I want to point out is it doesn't even matter if you owe the debt or not. Some consumers might say, well, I owe it, so I don't have any protection. And they can call me whenever. They can debt collect in any way they want because I owe this debt. The secret is the law protects you whether you owe it or not. Just because you owe someone money doesn't give them license to harass you, to harass your friends. So those are, again, some of the secrets. There's little to no risk. You can win it. Even if you do owe the money, that these protections still apply. And again, we're going to talk, I'm assuming here very shortly about the power, but we just want to get the word out. This law is so powerful and important, and especially in this area of the law when we're talking about Consumer Law 101 and trying to educate credit professionals. If you truly understand this law and really know the secrets underlying it, really use it to help yourself, your business, and consumers.
Okay. So how would you describe this in terms of what if I'm the consumer? What can I get out of this?
Yeah.
I mean, what's my payoff?
Great question. So in addition to some of the things I mentioned, which is doing the right thing, enforcing your rights, the power is several fold in these cases. One is stopping the conduct, right? That's goal number one, paramount to all of this. The law was meant to protect. So just suing and vindicating your rights should, in most cases, stop the actual abusive conduct or harassing conduct. And then if it doesn't stop, well, then we're talking maybe bigger problems for the debt collector down the line. But stopping the problem, that's really the power number one of these types of lawsuits.
Okay, can like, let's say there is a debt collection problem going on. I mean, like, for example, part of a debt isn't real. It's fraud or something like that. I mean, can I actually fix that problem?
Yes.
Through a case like this?
Absolutely. That's another one of the best powers of this type of lawsuit is filing a lawsuit is often, and unfortunately, the catalyst or the final catalyst to get something fixed. And we use lawsuits a lot of ways at Swift Law North. And as we're trying to educate our partners through these Consumer Law 101 videos, is if you hit a roadblock at the credit repair level, there's this objective problem, and you've sent letters or you've told the consumer to call the debt collector. If you don't know a debt or there's something else like that going on, this lawsuit is probably going to help us fix that by getting it off your credit report because you don't know it, or getting a letter that says, I don't owe this debt as the consumer, and no one's going to collect it from me in the future. That's another one of the powers, is stop the problem and fix the problem.
Okay. Beyond that, though, is there anything else in it for the consumer potentially?
Yes, and that's damages. So the statute is very powerful in the sense that it has protections and prohibitions, but if a debt collector crosses the line and actually violates, as the consumer, you can be entitled to several types of damages. And they're threefold, really. I'll go through this quickly. One is a statutory damage. That's anywhere from $0 to $1,000. And it could be anywhere on that range depending on the conduct, the frequency of the conduct, how bad that conduct was. We think of that as kind of a penalty. It's like a slap on the wrist, a penalty from the statute by violating. The second one is actual damages. And that can be in two forms. So it's really second and third form. Actual damages can be compensatory in an actual economic way. So let's say you paid a debt because someone was really harassing you and you didn't owe it. We might be able to get that money back for you. And that would be an actual damage if you have paid something you didn't owe, or someone charged you too much and charged your credit card, we can get that back. And then lastly, non-economic actual damages. And that's pain and suffering type damages, emotional distress, the anxiety, the fear, even if it manifests physically, a debt collector calling so much that it's giving someone high blood pressure, they have to go to the doctors. All those things are compensable. So it's really important that the consumer understands the power of these lawsuits and all of our affiliate partners, because again, you can stop the harassing calls, you can stop the debt collection, the deluge of communications that are driving the consumers nuts. You can fix the problem, get them the money back, stop, collecting this fee that's not owed. And then you can also get different types of damages, actual and statutory, including some very high awards. We're going to talk later some incredible and case examples in some of the extra credit lectures that are for sale separately. And, we're talking thousands of dollars, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars to consumers who have really been harassed by debt collectors that were held to account.
Okay. Wow. That is a lot of secrets and a lot of power. Thank
Let me
you.
get to one more.
Yeah.
Let's also talk about, is there a benefit to our affiliate partners and the lawyers, right?
Well, right.
So, no, not to jump the gun, but that is one thing that just kind of came to my mind I wanted to hit is our affiliate partners can work with us through Swift Law North to create these systems where we can help more consumers. And by doing that, they help the consumers by getting their goals met. They probably met the credit repair professional or repair specialist to improve credit. Well, a lot of these lawsuits can also get things removed from a credit report or get the debt forgiven. Even if you owe the debt, but the harassment was enough, maybe it cancels it out and then plus some. But by partnering with us as the affiliates, we can also bring you into the mix as paralegals, and you can help work that file and then actually get paid to do so. So there's a lot of revenue to be made, not just damages for the client, but of course then we get paid by the bad guys. And because there's no risk to the client, because they can win, we don't charge them a penny. They pay nothing out of pocket, which is the best part of having no risk. And that's probably the biggest power as well.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense. And that's a very powerful way to fight back. So thank you, Aaron, for taking us through that. And thank you for listening to our FDCPA Consumers Fighting Back and discussing the power of the litigation and how you can be a part of it. If you have any questions, reach out to Swift Law North at swiftlawnorth.com and continue to participate in our affiliate chats. Thank you.
And I'd say congrats on completing the FDCPA 101 portion of our lecture series. We'll move on to the FCRA next. Thank you.